You think you know Savannah Guthrie, the polished co-anchor of the Today Show, the woman who has made mornings feel a little easier with her infectious smile and sharp interviewing skills. For over a decade, she has been the face of NBC's morning news, handling presidential interviews, revealing her own motherhood stories, and even navigating her personal heartbreaks like a divorce with grace. But what if I told you there's a side to Savannah that no one has ever seen? A secret so carefully guarded that not even her closest family, her ex-husband or her children, knew about it. A double life that goes back 3 decades, long before the lights of television ever hit her. A shadow existence Savannah built brick by brick, all while climbing the ladder of success. And now, with the disappearance of her mother, the truth is finally unraveling. The call that changed everything. On a foggy February morning in 2026, everything changed. Savannah, who had been leading her family's search efforts for her missing mother, received a call that would break open years of secrets. The voice on the other end wasn't a sheriff or FBI agent. It was Elena, a name Savannah hadn't heard in decades. It sent a chill down her spine. Elena, who had been a part of Savannah's life long before the public spotlight, now held the key to the life Savannah had kept hidden. The conversation revealed startling details, specific dates, places in Tucson that only someone from her past would know, and even a reference to a locket Savannah had given to Eleanor years ago. The truth was out. Savannah's double life, her escape from the suffocating expectations of her mother, was no longer something she could hide. The secret life of Savannah Guthrie, born Savannah Clark. Guthrie in 1971, Savannah's childhood in Tucson was seemingly ordinary, suburban school, a tight-knit family. But things weren't as perfect as they appeared. When Savannah was 16, her father passed away suddenly from a heart attack, and her mother, Nancy, became the family's emotional anchor. Nancy's love for Savannah was fierce, but it came with a set of rules. Be strong, be independent, never show weakness. Performance was everything. Savannah thrived academically, was a debate champion, and went on to attend the University of Arizona. But beneath the surface there was a desire for freedom, a longing to escape the iron grip of her mother's expectations. That's when Eleanor entered her life, and Savannah's journey into a secret world began. Elena, the escape from perfection. Elena Ramirez was 19 when she met 16-year-old Savannah in 1988. Elena was a bold, unapologetic artist and activist, someone who stood in stark contrast to the strict rules of Savannah's household. She ran an underground group for teens who wanted to explore their identities away from judgment. Savannah, drawn to Elena's freedom and creativity, found herself slipping into this secret world. What started as a teenage rebellion turned into something deeper. Elena introduced Savannah to underground art scenes, activism, and a new way of thinking. In this world, Savannah didn't have to be perfect. She created an alter ego, Clark, her middle name, and used it to express parts of herself her mother would never understand. This world was her escape, one where she could be messy, scared, and real. The double life that followed. As Savannah grew older, attended college, and eventually became a journalist, she continued to live this double life. Her visits back to Tucson were not just family trips, they were moments of freedom with Elena, away from the ever-watchful eyes of her mother. Nancy thought her daughter was networking or studying. In reality, Savannah was building a secret life, attending rallies, writing poetry, and living as Clark. Even as her career took off, first in local news, then at NBC, Savannah kept this hidden from everyone. Elena, ever the confidant, knew the real Savannah, not the polished anchor who appeared on TV. But as Savannah's career soared, the weight of her secret grew heavier. She was becoming more successful, but also more detached from the life she had built in secret. Revelations that shook the family. Savannah's revelation to her family was not an easy one. After the phone call with Elena, Savannah sat down with her siblings, Annie and Cameron, and confessed the truth. The room fell silent as she explained the life she had kept hidden for 30 years. The alter ego, the rallies, the fear of her mother's disapproval, all of it. Her siblings were shocked, hurt, and confused. They couldn't understand why she had kept this from them, especially considering how open Savannah had been about other parts of her life. Annie cried while Cameron demanded details. Was Elena involved in the disappearance? Savannah insisted that Elena wasn't involved, but she feared that her past might have led to this moment. The emotional strain was palpable as the family struggled to process everything. The FBI gets involved. As the truth started to come out, the FBI was immediately brought in. Eleanor's name was added to the investigation, and the family's search for answers took on a new direction. Savannah's past, once locked away, was now at the heart of the mystery surrounding her mother's disappearance. Elena's involvement was crucial, but Savannah knew that the real work was only beginning. As the FBI followed the leads, they uncovered that Ricky Torres, the man from their past, might still be alive and connected to Nancy's disappearance. For the first time in days, Savannah felt a flicker of hope, but it was tinged with guilt. Had her secret life put her mother in danger? A family divided by secrets. The days following the revelation were filled with tension as Savannah and her family tried to reconcile with the truth. Annie and Cameron were still processing the betrayal they felt, while Savannah struggled to come to terms with the consequences of her past. But through it all, Elena remained a constant. She was there for Savannah, providing the support she had always given. The FBI was gathering evidence, but the emotional weight of the situation was hard to shake. For Savannah, the burden of living up to her mother's expectations had cost her more than just secrecy. It had cost her peace of mind and a sense of self. The truth was out, but now the family had to confront the fallout. The healing begins. As the investigation continued and the FBI delved deeper into the case, Eleanor arrived in Tucson to give her statement. She was greeted by Savannah with an embrace that spoke volumes, an unspoken bond of love and understanding after decades of secrets. For the first time in years, Savannah didn't feel like she had to apologize for who she was. She was Clark again, the messy, real person she had buried for so long. The FBI was beginning to connect the dots, linking the disappearance to the old activist ties. The mystery was far from solved, but for Savannah, the most significant change was internal. She had finally let go of the mask she had worn for so long, and with it, the fear of being her true self. A new beginning. As the day unfolded, Savannah realized that the truth had set her free in ways she hadn't expected. Eleanor's presence, her unwavering support, and the possibility that they could now work together to solve the mystery gave Savannah a renewed sense of purpose. She wasn't just the perfect daughter anymore. She wasn't just the polished TV anchor. She was Clark too, messy, vulnerable, and human. And maybe, just maybe, that was enough to bring her mother home. With the FBI now actively investigating the link between Ricky Torres and the disappearance, Savannah could finally begin to look ahead.